This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
Welcome back. It's the second week of January, and hopefully most of you are still sticking to your New Year's resolution. Well, if your resolution is to eat healthier, we have some tips for you so you don't have to deprive yourself of your favorite food. Dr. Trish Sexton, Associate Dean for the Curriculum for the Kirksville College of Osteopathic Medicine, is here this morning to break it down for us. How are you doing this morning?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. So we don't have to deprive ourselves of our favorite food. What is the first step we should do in order to keep to our New Year's resolution?
Right, New Year's resolutions. Gosh, everybody's struggling with them right now.
Yeah.
You know, I think the best way to keep to those healthy eating resolutions without depriving yourself is just to make sure that you eat everything in moderation. Just don't go overboard with your favorites. Just make sure that if you need a treat, you eat a little something, but keep things in balance.
And it also says change your mindset. What does that mean?
Yeah. A lot of times people, number one, think that they are just going to lose weight for the short term rather than thinking about changing lifestyle or habits. So changing your mindset and not thinking of some foods as bad, some foods as good, or losing weight for the short term, but thinking about just changing to a healthy eating pattern and just changing your ideas about food, that they're there for nourishment, not as treats or special, you know.
And I think that would also help people stay on track, because if people are like, you know, I want to lose 20 pounds in a short amount of time, and then they don't get there, then all of a sudden they think that they can't stick to their New Year's resolution.
They're a failure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, all right. Our next tip is, why should we check food labels?
Yeah, you know, because we don't know. We just don't intuitively know which foods are good and which foods are bad. Really looking at the food labels will consciously help you to make better decisions. Choosing a couple of foods that you really like and making sure that you eat the proper portions, that can really make a difference with keeping you on track with your resolution.
All right, so looking at the
calorie counts and also the nutrition itself.
All right, and our next tip is we can still enjoy our favorites, but don't take advantage of them.
Right. So if you love ice cream, you know, eating it every night probably not going to help you change your lifestyle. But eating it, you know, once every couple of weeks in a small portion, absolutely fine. If you deprive yourself, like we said in the beginning, you will eventually go off the wagon and just go, you know, crazy and eat a whole lot. But if you give yourself just little treats along the way, no deprivation, then that will help you stay on task.
All right, and then experts also say to allow some trade-offs. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah, so if you, for instance, know that you're going to go out to dinner some evening, you might work out more that morning or that day so that you can still have a nice dinner with friends, enjoy the time, and eat maybe your favorites, but the trade-off is you gotta, you know, account for those calories somehow, so work out a little bit more. Other ways you can do things. If you didn't have time to work out, then maybe you better choose that salad with the dressing on the side rather than the steak that you kind of were thinking about.
Yeah, which I'm always up for steak. All right, our next tip is saying that we should cut our intake in half. Why is that important?
Yeah, well, you know, this is a real trend, I guess, in a way. You'll see people at restaurants asking for to-go boxes when their food arrives. And it's just a way to kind of help you realize that in America, all of our portion sizes are much too large.
Yes.
And especially at restaurants, they want you to come back. So if you put half of that away, it's out of sight, out of mind. You're not likely to eat it. You can eat it the next day, and it kind of doubles the value too.
There you go, and you save money too,
That's
right? All right, and then experts also recommend eating a snack first before a big dinner or party. Why is that? You
know, just to fill you up a little bit. You know how it is when you're starving and everything sounds good? Well, you're likely to overeat then. So eating a few almonds, maybe some carrots, things like that, just a few little nutritious snacks can really make all the difference. When you get there, you'll have a lot more self-control.
All right. And another tip that we have is, we've all heard of the saying, out of sight, out of mind. What does that mean?
Yeah. It really is so true. So make sure that you choose small plates when you're at a party. Maybe don't hang out by the food table.
Exactly.
Most of us go to those parties or outings to be with our friends, to see other people. So spend your time seeing other people rather than kind of hanging out at the food table. Make sure your beverage choices also are really careful. High sugar or alcoholic beverages often will encourage you then to eat more. So, stick to water, tonic water.
So low-calorie beverages.
Low-calorie beverages.
You don't want the empty calories, right?
Right, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. What we'll do is we'll post all of this information on our website. And thank you so much for being here.
Sure.
And we'll be right back.